This is me. This is my life. This is me fucking up a shot with cardboard at the bottom there. That's me trying to fix that shot. This is my makeshift tripod that caused the issue. This is me trying to get an artsy shot. And another one. And another one. This looks like me annoying my wife. This is me seeing one of my favourite bands of all time live. Ugh, and this is me at work where I check and pick boxes of mushrooms. Which is okay, but the only problem is that, well, it's at 2:30 in the morning. But when I do finally get to leave, I get to come home to this. Which makes me feel like this.
Wait, stop for a second, you're coming too quick. Okay, now.
This is me being a director. Director me.
And talk or something. Look real natural.
This is our best friend who makes us shoot videos of her doing stuff like this. And this is my other best friend who I got to get video of when I hung out with him. This is how people like that make me feel. I don't know, this is me fucking around. And this is my beautiful baby boy. And the other one. Look, no, we don't play favourites around here, but come on. Speaking of favourites, this is mine in terms of places. And this is my shrine to that place. Here are some of my favourite movies, some of my favourite shows, video games, some of my favourite comic books, and that one that I still owe my friend Kirk, sorry. These are some of my favourite books, one of which I'm not as proud of, but here's the whole series that I own. Here's something that I am proud of though. This is my wife's business, Burn the Wick Candle Co. This is my guitar. I play a bit. This is my childhood home. This is inside my childhood home. And these are my parents playing board games. I love them. I love board games. This is one of my favourite drawings I've ever done, and a memey one. These are some of the movies I saw in 2015. Looks like a shitty year. And these are my art portfolios. Some of the stuff that I'm most proud of. Favourite shoes, I guess. Sorry, Riley, I scared you. Memories and photo albums. This is a holiday that I went on last year to the Gold Coast, and this is a stupid hat that I got there. This is our wedding day. And these are some of the best moments of my life. And my mate's Christmas cat. I matter, I affect things, and things affect me. I make an impact, and there are different sides to me. All of these things and people are part of me and who I am, and I appreciate all of it. I'm far from perfect, but I'm human. I am me. And, you know, some other shit that sounds vaguely philosophical, alright? The following is a bit of a look at myself and who I am. Maybe you'll get some insight on me or in yourself. Stick around, find out. So if it wasn't obvious by the title and that little intro, I'm trying to do something a little bit different with this video. I'm kind of nervous about it, to be honest. I mean, it's the same setup, same player, same camera, it's the same old stuff, but I'm going to be talking about different things, and I'm going to be more real in this video. It's going to be more about myself, which is not a thing that I thought I would ever really do on YouTube and stuff, because I just want to talk movies and stuff, and that is what I plan to stick to, but I don't know, I feel like doing something a little more personal, so here's that. So with this video, I kind of wanted to do a documentation of myself so I can look back on it like in a few years or whatever and see how dumb I was and how embarrassing I was maybe, or how surprisingly insightful I was. Probably not that one. And I kind of just want to talk about myself and my life and, I don't know, my insecurities, I guess. Maybe I can help other people who are around my age, or people can relate to it. I don't know, let's see. So I think it was like a couple of weeks ago now, or sometime around then in the past month or so, a YouTuber that I really admire, Gus Johnson, who is just this really, really funny comedian on YouTube. His stuff is usually pretty short, it's usually pretty stupid stuff, but I mean, the man is like a genius in comedy. And it's interesting just then that I described him as a man, because for a while I was a bit unsure of how old he was. Like, I was kind of not sure if he was much older than me or what. I assumed he was around my age, but I assumed a bit older, and that is a big issue for me. And that is one thing that I really want to focus on in this video. Whenever I think of successful people, I automatically think of them as being much older than me, okay? They've got it together, so obviously they're at least 5 years ahead of me, right? But I'm getting to that age where that's not the case anymore, and it can be kind of scary at this age to think about that kind of stuff, like where you're at and where other people are at. Anyway, so Gus Johnson uploaded this video that I was talking about saying that he got 1 million subscribers, which is so good for that guy because, I mean, he's so goddamn funny. If you like don't watch that guy, go to subscribe to him and stuff. My shout out's not going to do much, but still is good. But somewhere in that video he just described himself and he just said, I'm 23, and I broke for a second because I just turned 23. I'm 23. I'm the same age as that guy, that successful guy who was living off of doing this. He has 1 million subscribers, hell of a lot more than me. Good on the guy. Like, I don't want to fault anyone for getting success. That's not what kind of a video this is. I'm not just going to be like, fuck you for success. But it really did get me thinking about, you know, myself and where I am. And it's a big issue that I have, and that is comparing myself to others. I think it's a thing that everybody does. To some extent, I think that it's a little bit unavoidable. You know, you see the newest pop singer or whatever the fuck making millions off of their, you know, hit song or whatever, play it on the radio all the time, and then you find out that they're fucking 17 or something, and you're like, what am I doing with my life? Because as for me, I'm working night shift right now. It's not my favorite job in the world. It's not my passion. I'll tell you that much. It's okay. It pays okay. It's not the worst job in the world, even if to some people it might seem like it, because I'm in a cool room literally at 2 o'clock in the morning moving around boxes. And, you know, in some ways, like, I consider myself more of an intellectual person than like a buff athletic type or whatever. You know, I'm a geek, I'm a nerdy kind of guy. And I don't always think that that macho man environment always suits me, right? And I've always thought that like maybe other sorts of work would maybe suit me more. I've never really been sure. I'm 23 and I don't know, maybe I should know, maybe it's normal not to know. I hear different things from different people. You hear things from older people being like, you're 23, you really should know where you're headed. And then I hear people from my age and stuff who are like, we got plenty of time. And it makes it hard to know who to not trust, because I don't think anyone is just inherently lying. I guess everybody has their own personal experience and everybody's different. Everybody's on a different path. So it depends what they've seen. What they say depends on that. And so it's hard to really say. Where am I headed? Personally, I don't know. Like, where do I want to go career-wise or whatever? It's hard to say. I always wanted to be a tattoo artist, but never really pursued it. I got an interview for an apprenticeship one time when I was like 19 or something, and I bitched out. I was like, I don't know if I'm comfortable with this, and maybe I should have done it. I don't know, but I don't really want to draw for a living anymore, so maybe it's a good thing that I didn't. I'm more interested in media. I think a lot of people like me who love movies and everything, they think they want to be a filmmaker or they want to be an actor. You know, they want to make it big in Hollywood or whatever. And look, I'm under no impression that I'm going to be doing that. Like, I do think with that kind of career, it's like you kind of have to, you kind of have to already be on your way there. At 23, I'd say. I don't know though, I'm not a professional. But then I think like, I don't want to be a filmmaker, really. I mean, maybe independent short stuff, like just on my own kind of thing could be fun. I'd like to do it for fun, but I don't think I'd do a career out of it. My dream job now, at this point in time, is doing YouTube. That would be a dream for me because I'd like to stay home. I'd like to do things creatively that I love. I'd like to not have to get up at night and move boxes around. But, you know, that's not where I'm at right now. And my issue is that I need to learn that that's okay, that that's not where I'm at right now. Because I look at people like Gus Johnson there, who is my age, and I feel very bad about myself, and I can feel very jealous, and I can feel very angry about certain things, and it can bring other parts of my life down too. And that's like the biggest mistake to make. Like, I and you, if you're feeling that way, have to kind of appreciate what you do have. And it sounds super cliche and corny and shit, but it's true, because I've got so many other things going on in my life that is really great. Like, honestly, I mean, I'm married at 23, which is fairly young, you know, for somebody, and I love my wife. That makes me really happy. And just, you know, in general, I don't have like heaps of really bad problems. I'm not a drug addict or some shit. I'm just a normal guy who is, I mean, mainly, most of the time, fairly happy, when I'm not overthinking things or when I'm not stressing myself out about things. You know, I'm mostly a happy person. But oftentimes I do delve into that stress a little too much and I screw things up for myself. I've got an issue with that kind of thing, and it can come mostly from comparing myself to people and starting to overthink every aspect of my life. This brings me to, and I'm not in a shitty way, but this brings me to talking about my sister, which feels weird to do because that's not like an actor in a movie or whatever, but I love my sister. She is the happiest person I've ever known. She's like the fittest person I've ever known. I'm very proud of her for lots of reasons, and I think that she is happy on her path, which is very different from mine, and that's okay. But I look at her, and you see, my sister is like the most social person that you've ever met, really, and she would absolutely deny that. She'd be like, "What? I have like anxiety or something." You don't. But that's okay. And I can see where everybody's perspective comes in, where they think they have a harder time than they do. Everybody's insecure in one way or another. And I think everybody kind of tricks themselves to thinking that they're shittier than they are in some ways. I think that people also trick themselves into thinking that they're better than they are. Because like, even though I consider myself quite an insecure person, I also get overconfident with things too. Like, I think I'm pretty good at making videos. Another reason I get super jealous of people that find success on the site, because it's like, where's my love? Anyway, you talk to my sister and she's the type that just everybody loves, and she can just talk to anybody. Like, just passing on the street, she'll smile and wave and whatever, have a short conversation with somebody. She has like 1,000 different friends. I don't think that they're the closest friends, but she has a whole heap of casual sort of friends that she can just, if she's bored one day, she'll be like, "Hey, want to hang out?" And any number of them will say yes. I don't have that. I have a few friends and I love them so much. I've got a few friends that I can't see all the time. One friend who lives in a state who was just here recently visiting Melbourne where I live. And she's great. Me and my wife love her. And I got another friend who lives like pretty close. We hang out every month or so. And really, those are my close friends. Those are the ones that I consider to be actual close friends. And then I've got some pretty good friends who are like online friends who I just message and stuff. And you know, honestly, that's really about it. I mean, I've got old Facebook friends who like, I think are cool. I could get along with them, I suppose, but I never see these people or anything. And I don't know how common that is. I don't know if that's like a normal amount of friends to have. I don't know how often somebody at my age usually sees them. And I think that's a hard question to ask because a lot of people my age are still in uni and stuff or other things like that. And so they have more time. I work full time. I don't have all that time. And I work weird hours, and it can be an obstacle for things like that and getting together. It can also be this thing where it's like a barrier for me because I just want to be home when I'm not at work. I want to just chill. I want to make videos or whatever, right? And that's the thing. Everybody is on a different path, and so it's hard to compare in that way. I like to think I'm mature for my age because, you know, I am working, I am married and stuff, and I am on a different path. I'm on a different path from my sister who, yes, she's working too and everything, but she's, I don't want to shit on her. I don't want to be mean or whatever, but she's just chill about everything. And I'm kind of jealous of her ability of that. Like, she will not overthink things. She will just do a thing. And I think that that's probably a very good trait to have, to be honest. But look, in some ways, like, not to be arrogant about it. I don't mean this in a bad way, but like, I don't want particular parts of that. And in some ways, I consider myself ahead. But I have this issue with comparing myself socially because I don't consider myself to be the best in that sort of way, but I could just be really normal, which sounds so stupid. Getting back to my sort of work stuff and jobs and insecurities there and comparing myself, I look at people online. It's always online, isn't it? Social media really fucks with us, doesn't it? I look at people online and they're fucking game designers and tattoo artists and musicians and movie stars and all this kind of shit, yeah? And like, it's doable. It's possible. You can get that if you work hard and with fuckload of luck, just by the way too, because not everybody makes it just because they try. And I look at myself and I'm like, I'm not really trying that stuff, am I? Like, I'm not really pursuing that. The one thing I am trying is YouTube, which I'm really proud of. I'm really proud of this channel. Like, This took me years and years to gain up the courage to start talking to a camera. Like, that sounds so stupid because it's such a simple thing, but like throughout my teens and stuff, I always wanted to do YouTube and everything, but like I didn't have a house of my own. There were always other people around, and I was just really embarrassed to do this kind of thing. I still am sometimes next to windows, and even with my wife, like, it can feel like a really stupid thing talking to a camera like this, but I've improved so much and I'm really proud of that. This is one thing that I really love. This is one of the things that I am most proud of. And so when you do compare it to other YouTubers who are literally living off that, you know, like, you can start to get into that mindset where you're bitter about it, which in retrospect, like where I am now, how I'm happy, that's stupid because it's super lucky to get to that level. Most people don't. There are a whole load of people who are on my level who have things that are as good a quality as mine or better, a lot better. I'm sure there are people with less subscribers than me who have better videos than me. It's definitely out there. And I just want to say to people like that who are continuing to do that kind of thing, good on you, because this is a great thing. It's great to express yourself and do something creative. I've always been the creative type. I always like drew a lot when I was a teenager, and I dabble in things, but this is the one thing that I really like. And so yeah, when talking about that, like, I'd love that to be my career or whatever. And so for a time last year when I was really feeling like that, and I was starting to make myself more and more stressed and anxious about these sorts of things, and you know, as we get older, I think we all do, I started to get like legitimately really depressed about my current work. Because, you know, the night shift stuff, it's not the most desirable thing. Like, I feel like a lot of people want to get out of that thing, but it can be hard. It's kind of like this cycle that you can get stuck in, especially since you can't just leave jobs. You got to find something else, right? And that can be hard when you're living in a pretty populated area. There's a lot of competition, you know? For a time last year, I just wanted to get out, no matter what that meant. I just wanted to do something about it. And I wasn't really sure what to do, and I wasn't really sure what was good to do. I was too scared to really do anything, so I just stayed, but I also stayed depressed. And that's a shit situation to be stuck in, where you're comparing yourself to everyone around you when other people that you know who are working are just in these cushy kind of jobs where it doesn't seem like it's that difficult. And like, you know, in comparison, I feel like I'm working my ass off, but maybe I'm just making a bigger deal about working. Maybe everybody else really feels this way, but everybody else handles it better. It's these sort of insecurities that like I do build up, where you start to think you're just doing so much worse than everybody else. And I think that that is a big part of being around this age, where you do start to doubt yourself and you don't know where you're headed. I don't think any of us really know what the fuck we're doing, right? Like, I don't know, but maybe they do. And maybe I'm fucking. It's hard to say, because you see other people studying, right? And they seem like they're on the right path, but then they don't really get anywhere. Or you see people pursuing something they love. Some people succeed, some people don't. And it's just all these different paths that we're on, and I don't know how easy it is to compare, because there are a lot of limitations depending on the person. There are a lot of barriers in how hard they try. Because with me, like, I do get insecure, and I do stop myself from trying different things, and I always want to try new things and stuff, but then kind of don't, right? That's another big issue that I have, where it's like, I feel like I'm not doing enough with my life in general. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I don't go out enough. I don't do all the shit that you're supposed to do, which is just a made up fucking thing, what you're supposed to do. Like, that's not anything. You're not supposed to do anything. You just do what you want. And that is one thing that I need to learn, and am learning, to be more okay with doing the things that I want. Because like, you look at other people, maybe in movies and stuff, if I'm being honest, and I don't know, people go to like clubs and shit, right? Like, that's a thing that people my age like to do. They like to go out and drink and stay up really late and all this shit. And it's really social. Look, the social part I could maybe appreciate, but the rest of it, I don't really drink. I fucking do not want to go to a club ever in my life. And I am happy just sitting on my couch and watching a movie. That's what makes me happy. And so, whereas some other people, maybe the majority, I don't know, might consider that to be a sad thing, where you're just sitting on your couch or whatever, because you're not living it up and you're wasting your time and everything. And sometimes I get tricked and I feel like that. But then I think, this is my life. That's it. That's what I like. But I would like to be more social, have more friends who like movies like I do, talk to more people about movies, and, you know, I'm trying. But I don't think I'm necessarily that, like, unlikable or whatever. Like, I have some really close friends who really love me. I can talk about movies with them and stuff like that. But it's just like this access problem. I'm not the most social. I don't go out a lot, so I don't meet people. Which is fine, because I don't really want to go out. That's the weird thing. I feel like you've got to go out to meet people or whatever so that you can hang out with them not going out. And it's like this stupid paradox that I don't want to break into. So I do try to talk to people online and stuff, and I am trying that. And I'm making some friends. I'm going to make a podcast with this guy on Instagram that I like. I don't know how to pronounce the account name. Selchia Art. Follow that guy. This is a very unfocused video, but just out of the blue there, I'll give that guy a bit of a shout out, and you should follow that guy as well, because he does some really cool art. He's a really cool guy. He does a podcast and everything. I've been listening to it. I've been kind of contributing to it, and I'm hoping to collaborate with him soon. That's another way that I want to kind of pursue this YouTube channel and make more friends and stuff. I want to collaborate more. I want to do some videos with different people talking about different things. Maybe not even just exclusively movies. Maybe some different topics. Video games. Maybe life in general. I don't really know yet. I think it would be a really good way to build this channel, for one, because, you know, I help them, they help me with the subscribers and stuff that we already have, and I would make more friends that way. So that would be a great thing. If you're watching this video and you do want to collaborate, that's what I'm looking for. I'd love to do that. Okay, so I don't have anything like written down. I've been kind of just spitballing here. I'm trying to just be more natural. I'm trying to be more honest in this video. Not that I'm usually dishonest in my other videos. I'm always honest about my opinion and stuff, but it's always more about more trivial things like, you know, movies. And yeah, so this video is a bit of an insight into me, and I think that I will make a few more like this, and I want to pursue getting into this level of realness. Yeah, I think a big thing that I have to learn not to do is compare myself to other people. I have quite a few insecurities about myself, but I don't feel as bad as I used to in some ways too, and I feel like I'm getting more confident with certain things, like with YouTube and like with just myself as a person. I feel pretty good about myself as a person, I think. And I just really have to stop looking at people who are like 20 and who are like millionaires, because they are the exception. They're not the majority of us. They are the 1 little % of people who get that. But sometimes it doesn't feel like that, because you are on Instagram and Facebook and YouTube, and that's all you see. Because those are the people that social media focuses on. Those are the people that do have the followers. Those are the people that me often follow. And so that's who we see. And so that's what we start to think of as normal, I think. I think we start to trick ourselves into thinking that more people are that high crazy level of success than really is reality. More people are just like me, who are just working, doing what they can, doing these things that they like, I don't know, trying to become an Instagram influencer or whatever the fuck. But I think a lot of us are just really way more normal than we try to make ourselves look online. Now this has just become a big online fucking thing. Talking about social media and how evil it is. But that's how it can feel sometimes. Like, we can look at that and it can make us start to think about our own lives, and I do, and I compare myself and I start to feel bad. And I feel like a lot of people would feel that way. I feel like a lot of people would think, shit, I'm not going on 1,000 different holidays and vacations and shit like this person that I'm following is, who probably gets paid to travel, and shit, I don't have this really successful band or whatever. There are a lot of different niche things that people want to pursue, and like, unfortunately and sadly, like, we can't all get there, we can't all make it. And that's, I'm not trying to be really pessimistic about that, I'm trying to feel better about that. Like, everybody says follow your dreams, you can do it if you really try and stuff, but that's just not always true. Like, there's luck involved, there are different opportunities involved, there's the right timing, the right place, the right people, and you can miss out no matter how hard you try. Like with YouTube, I don't know if I'm ever gonna get successful. I don't know if this is ever going to be my job. I'd say probably not. It would probably stress me the fuck out if it was too, because of all the expectation. But if you are ever feeling bad about yourself because you're comparing yourself to that band, that YouTuber, that makeup tutorial person, that influencer who is selling some sort of brand or some shit, a 20% off deal or whatever. If you start comparing yourself too much to these people and you do feel bad, you got to remind yourself, and I've got to remind myself, that these are the exceptions. Not everybody does that. I think it would just be a much healthier way of looking at things. You got to think of things in terms of who you are. Are you a good person? Are you happy? I think happiness is really the most important thing there, and I want to try and be as happy as I can in life, which, I mean, goes without saying, I suppose, but I think that we sometimes forget how to do it. As for me, it's watching movies, it's spending time with my wife, it's occasionally spending time with friends when I can and when I feel like it. I want to do that more. It can be challenging. The fact is, everybody is on a different path, and it's okay. It's okay that you're not as rich as that dude. It's okay that I'm not as social as my sister. It's okay that I don't have 1 million subscribers like Gus Johnson does now. And this whole video might even seem ridiculous because I am 23. I'm not 60. I'm not on my way out. My life isn't over. I still have a lot of time. I don't know what my life is going to be like in 20 years. I have an idea, but I don't fully know. A lot of things can change, obviously. I guess I just have to see where it takes me, but also try and go where I want to go. Even if at this point in time, at 23, this will be silly to watch in 5 years. I don't quite know where that is yet. I mean, YouTubing is my dream. But realistically, I don't think that I'm going to get that, and that's fine. That's an okay thing. The thing is, though, that when you grow up in Australia, America, those sorts of countries, everybody tells you you can be whatever you want. And what are your dreams? You can do it. And, you know, it is this idea that, like, everybody's special. Everybody is so great. And look, maybe everybody is special in their own way. I can't deny that. Everybody's an individual, but not everybody can become the astronaut that they wish they were when they were 5 years old, and not everybody wants to be anymore. Everybody changes what they want, and we all make mistakes. We all go down the wrong path in different ways. I think in some ways when I was younger, I maybe wasted time not working, not saving up money, for instance. That's one thing that I probably could have handled a hell of a lot better because I put off work for as much as possible. At the same time though, I wish I was still putting off work. I wish I could just do this full time. That'd be great. But to anybody who is trying to get that success, to better themselves in some way, to do any of this kind of stuff, anyone who is doing something creative, anyone who is doing something athletic or something like that, to get fitter or whatever your goals are, like, good luck. I feel like a lot of people my age probably relate to quite a few of the ways that I feel. I think that a lot of people do compare themselves to people around the same age and start to feel bad about themselves. And I think that it's something that we all need to learn not to do so much. I don't think we have to do something drastic like delete Instagram and be like, fuck you, I'm not doing any of that stuff anymore. I'm just... I can't see, I'm not looking at any of that. I think that's drastic. I think that you should be able to look at that stuff and just not trick yourself into thinking that that's normal and that you're not as good for not quite being there yet. Okay, hopefully any of this video made some sense. Might not have. I don't know. I'll edit it together. We'll see how it ends up. Next video should be about movies, I think. They usually are. So yeah, like, comment, share, subscribe, all the things, and you'll see me next time. I won't see you next time because I'm doing this. I'm looking at my phone at the moment. You'll see me in this video that you're watching right now. Why do I do why do I say things? Okay. This is the end of the video. Bye.